Greetings, pilgrims. It's Will from StormTheCastle.com. Come take a walk with me in the Sense of Wonder Library because I've got a book for you. And let me tell you a little bit first about this book / video. It's Sunday, so we're going to be taking a look at a cathedral today. A really special, magnificent one. And I only actually spent a half hour at this cathedral, which is kind of disappointing for me. But there's a big reason for it. Well, there's a reason for it, and I'll explain to you. You might find it interesting why I only spent a half an hour at this magnificent Gothic cathedral. So let's take a look. This is in northern Spain. It is Burgos Cathedral. So here's a map of Spain. Northern Spain. And going right across the whole country is a 500-mile route, a pilgrimage called the Way of St. James. Sometimes it's called the Camino, and sometimes it's simply called the Way. And I walked that pilgrimage, all 500 miles of it. It was 43 days it took me. It was a beautiful experience in my life, and I'm going to be doing a series of videos on that. I'll be posting a series of videos on that. But in the middle of it, there's a area called the Meseta. And it's kind of like, almost like the desert of Spain, although it's not really desert. But it's very flat, it's very hot, not a whole lot of shade. And pilgrims oftentimes will just take a bus and not face the challenge of the Meseta, which can be difficult. There's very few towns in between. You spend long days walking. You have to carry a lot of water with you, which is very heavy. But I walked it. And it stretches from right to left. We start the pilgrimage on the right, and we end on the left where the X is. The Meseta starts at a city called Burgos, and it takes 6, 7, 8 days to get to the city across the Meseta to Leon. After the city of Burgos, that's the first third of the Camino. You enter a stage of the Camino called the Meseta. It's flat plains for 100 miles. It's the second stage, and I'm over the Pyrenees Mountains, glad for that, and now it's a lot of beautiful rolling hills and flat plains like this. I'm looking forward to this part because it's physically easier, but they call this the mental part of the Camino. How beautiful. It reminds me of Little House on the Prairie, the prairies in America. So anyway, when I arrived in Burgos, where our cathedral is, I had already been on the pilgrimage for a couple of weeks, and then some grueling days. And so I got there late, I slept. The next morning I set out again on my pilgrimage, but I wanted to get to that cathedral. I finally made it there around 11 o'clock a.m., but I had to push on because my next stop, a little town in the Meseta, was a long ways off, so I had to get walking. But I was astonished by my very first view of the cathedral as I walked up a hill in the city of Burgos. And this is what I saw. I had to take out my camera and get a shot of just that first impression. Is really quite remarkable. I had a few beautiful first impressions like this along my pilgrimage in Europe, on my trek across Europe. And one of them was Carcassonne, and the other one was the Burgos Cathedral. So we're going to take a look at the outside a little bit. I even got pictures with my phone. See, that's this video with my phone. But we're going to take a look at some pictures of the outside. And I had to get on my way in order to make it to the next stop in daylight on time. So I couldn't stay very long. Here's the main entrance. And we'll look at some pictures of the outside. We'll look at some pictures of the inside. And I get a short video of you on the inside. And there's a wonderful thing about that short video on the inside is, it was 11 o'clock and the bell started ringing, which is just kind of nice. I'll have to use that sound somewhere in my videos here on my channel. But see that typical standard Gothic architecture with the tall arched windows, the buttresses, the flying buttresses in the case of this cathedral. And there's the well outside the main doors. I had a great conversation with another guy from Massachusetts, right there sitting on those steps with the fountain. He was dropping out because he was of the pilgrimage because he had problems, I think, with his foot or his ankle. Just couldn't make it. I saw a lot of people drop out. It can be very difficult, especially as you get older. But look at those beautiful look at that beautiful door. So now we're inside. Just a few pictures. We'll do a video and that'll be it. Listen to the bells. Thanks for watching. Let's hit the Sense of Wonder Museum because I got a couple more videos you might want to watch. And remember, you are a pilgrim. Life is your pilgrimage. Make every step count.